Kai. I'm Tyler Kai. Good to meet you. Turn around now. Let me see you now. Very nice. Very nice. Now let's get your phone. Oh, Kai. I can see in your eyes that you live a long and prosperous life, Kai. Very good. Now you ready for your first card?
Yeah.
This card here tells me that you're looking for a real man in your life. Would that be true? Well, yes. Now, this second card tells me you're looking for a real man.
You want any pizza?
To please you.
Julie, you want any pizza?
And then, with
Thank
this
you,
third
Sean.
card, this very important card, you'll get great joy, great excitement if you take this card. Thank you very much. Yes, ma'am. You take that card.
I gotta go.
Let me see if I got it. Where is it under? Do I have it? Oh, there it is. Okay. So here it is. This is what he got right here. Now this is his email to me, and I'm going to show you. I just want to show y'all proof. And this is what I love. He said, Steve, I want to thank you for the Halloween game idea. I met an unrecognizable version of myself. And the woman that I gave my card to reached out to me. That's what the fuck I'm talking about. And we have and I just want to show you things real quick. Hold on 1 second, 240. Give us 1 second. Just give us 1 second, sir. All right, just mute yourself, 240, please. Mute yourself. So also,
Hey, Steve, can you hear me?
Yeah, can you mute yourself, please? Mute yourself, please. Oh, give me a second. Just mute yourself. Okay, so let's look at what he has on here real quick. And this is the message that he gave the woman. I mean, this is her. This
Hear
is
me,
her
Steve? I can hear
dog. Okay, hold on a second, Jen. Hold on 1 second. Hold on 1 second. Hold on 1 second. How can I help you?
Yeah, this is me. This is the guy that sent the email.
Okay, so you got the email. So tell me about it. How so you went to did you go, you just went to one club?
Yeah, I had a random set of issues with my car, so I had a friend take me to the one Halloween party that I had already scheduled for.
Okay, so walk us through when you went in there. What was it like?
It was pretty cool. Everybody had costumes and everything. It was pretty cool. The vibes was cool.
Okay.
A lot of sexy women.
A lot of sexy women. A lot of sexy women. What happened? So what did a lot of women come up to you, or only a few? What happened when you was walking around?
It was actually, I had a lot of women come up to me. It was in the double digits.
So what did that feel like for the first time to have all those women come up to you, big guy?
Man, words can't explain that shit, man. It's crazy.
Did I tell you that I told you about this? It's going to be something different, having women coming up to you?
Yeah, it's different.
Well, different how? Why don't you explain to them what that means? Different how? What does that look like?
I think it's just cool to just be doing your own thing and then just have women come up to you. And then you just doing what you got to do, putting your bid out and everything, and just leaving it as it is and just having fun.
So real quick, what made you do it then? What made you make that move to want to do it?
I just wanted to get out my comfort zone, honestly, and just be an unrecognizable version of myself.
And how did that make you feel?
It felt amazing. I want to do it again.
All right, cool. All right, man. Well, we'll throw you back in and everything, man. I appreciate the call. Okay, brother. Is there anything that you want to say to those guys out there who didn't do it?
Hey, man, all you got to do is follow instructions. Don't ask questions about if I should or shouldn't do it. Just follow instructions.
Now, did you when I talked to you about the women coming up to you, think I was full of shit? What was your thought process?
No, I thought that it would work because I have your birthday package, so I know what you're about.
Okay.
So I have faith.
Okay. Okay. All right. Well, I appreciate you, brother. We'll throw you back in. Okay, my brother. Thank you for the call. Okay. I respect. I'm sorry, guys. The line's just acting all up. Wait. See, y'all can hear that. That's weird. Y'all can. 216. Can you hear me? 216. He probably can't hear.
Hello?
216. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, Steve.
How is it that you can hear me? You couldn't. Okay, 216. What's your question, sir? How can I help you? That's weird.
Oh, I don't have a question. This is Alon. I did the Halloween.
Okay,
I wanted to call in to share my experience.
well, all right. Well, people sharing their experience. Well, what did it look like? Talk to me about it. How did it go?
So I went to different clubs. So the first club that I went to, the bar, I walked in there. It was loud. It was loud, and there was a lot of people in there with costumes on. And I was going towards the center just to see how everything was. And this older lady stopped me to see what the sign was, and she was smiling. So that's when I went into character and I did the voice.
Okay, and
also I think her husband was standing next to her, but I still did it anyways. And she was surprised by it because she never seen anything like that before.
Well, good job, man. I'm very proud of you, man. How did that make you feel going in there doing it, brother?
It felt great. So towards in the beginning, it was
nerve-wracking.
It was okay, but then as I kept doing it and I went to a different part, I actually have more stories to tell, but I went to a different part. It got better and better.
Talk to me.
Yeah. So the second one I went to, it was a younger crowd in there, so it was loud, but so I couldn't do it. So I had to go to another one, the one next to it. And when I went in there, I was just walking around. So I can't, because it was loud, I couldn't say the lines and stuff.
Right.
So I went out to the outside where people were standing outside, and two girls stopped me. And one of them stopped me. It was two girls together, and one of them stopped me to see what it was. And then that's when I went into character.
Yes.
And then her friend was cock blocking and stuff. So I just ended up just giving her the card, and I told her that your wishes will be. I said your now go fulfill your destinies and stuff in the old man voice and stuff.
Yeah.
And then after that, I turned around. Another two was there, and one of them stopped me to do it. But then when I said sexy single woman, the friend wasn't feeling it, so she pulled her away from me. So I just went about my day, and I went to another party.
Yes.
And that's when the bartender stopped me and said, I think you won the contest. And I was like, where's my prize already? Because they were doing a contest in there for the best dress.
Yes.
And then the other bartender that was next to her, she actually tapped her the bartender and told her to look at my costume. And then that's when she was intrigued. So I told her to come around. So I went around, and that's when I started doing the old man voice, and she started recording it. So I actually have a video of her recording it. And when she was recording, she was like, she was saying that, why is he actually the man of my dreams?
Well, that's good. How did that make you feel, though, brother? How did that make you feel?
It made me feel good because I never experienced nothing like that before.
Well,
especially the last Halloween when I did it, it wasn't like this. This is a whole new level.
Well, that's good. I'm proud of you, man. You got to keep knocking and keep trying, man. I'm good. What do you want to say to those guys out there who doubted it, didn't want to do it? What do you want to say to those guys?
Don't do it, because now that you hear it, you probably want to do it now. So don't do it.
Okay. All right, man. We'll throw you back in, man. Appreciate the call. Okay, brother.
All right.
All right. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Great call. Okay, guys, let's get into the show, guys. If y'all want to call in 833-859-8744. I'm the dean. Class is in session, and let's go ahead and chop it up. What I want to talk to you guys about is something that I think some of you guys need to hear. But first, let me grab 603, sir. What is your name and where you're calling from, sir?
This is Hagen. I'm calling from Miami.
What's going on, Hagen? What's going on, my brother?
I'm calling in because everybody's doing testimonials on the Halloween game, and there's no way I'm missing out on this.
All right, so what's going on with your Halloween game? What happened with you, brother?
Halloween Friday night was really crazy. So, I mean, I was ready, but when I went to the first spot Friday night, which was a costume party, the moment I walked in, I was surrounded. Like, people were like looking at me like, wow, look at that costume. Like, cameras, everything. Like, there was an event coordinator with like the cameras. So like, they came out, streaming and everything. They're like, this is such a crazy costume. So I immediately had to get into character, and I was walking around, fortunes for sexy single ladies, and everybody. It was a head turner. Like I walked in there ready, but I was not ready for all the amount of people that were just gonna be looking, walking up to me, and everything. It was really funny. One of the times when I was making one of the first loops I did, I went up to this table, this guy and like 3 other women were sitting there. And she was like, oh my God, this is so cool. She's like, are you part of the event? I'm like, I told her I'm attending the event, but you're lucky that I'm passing by this table so that I can read you your fortune. So I picked her by her hand, spun her around, and did the whole fortune telling. And the thing that was that really stood out this time compared to the last time I did it was the reaction you'd get at the end when you'd hand them the number of your card, and then they'd think for a second, like, oh my God, that's your number. And then they'd start laughing and giggling. And then there was even another one that I did later that night. And this woman was actually like a fortune teller. She was like super intrigued. So like when I was spinning her around and reading her palm, she just was laughing because she couldn't believe that there was some other person who was doing this as a costume. And she was amazed. Gave her my number, and she asked me to give her a kiss on the cheek because she just was enthralled by the whole experience. Awesome. There was another woman who was like with a group of friends, and she was like, I can't remember. There were so many. Like that night was a blur. She had like some costume where she was like a sexy devil or some shit. And essentially what she ended up doing was she had like a dagger, like a play dagger. And she said, this last card better be good. Because when I was reading her fortune, telling her that she'll shine bright like the star and all these other things because of the tarot card, she was like, oh my God, this is crazy. She's like showing her friends the last card. She's like, oh my God, we had to take a picture together. She's like, wow, this is so cool. And she came back to me later that night. She's like, I definitely have to give you a call because this is like the best costume I've ever seen. Then the following night was even more eventful. This one was on like a rooftop, and it was one of the places you sent me. And there was just a ton of people, ton of costumes. And I was outside on the rooftop, and there was this girl who was celebrating her birthday. So all her friends were like telling her, oh my God, do it for her, do it for her. So I spun her around once, and then another time for her birthday, like her friends are cheering her on, like I'm in character and everything. And the funny part is that it was later in the night, so my costume started falling apart. So like my beard would come off, or like my eyebrows, and it was funny because I play into it. I was like, you know, us old men, we start to fall apart with age, and they're giggling and laughing and like putting back the mustache on me and the eyebrows while I'm still doing the fortune telling. And there were a lot of them were like, wow, this is so smooth at the end, like giving them the number and everything. It was just a great experience. Like I just love the Halloween game because it's just so creative and so much fun once you get out there and do it.
All right, man. Well, anything you want to say to the guys who were like lazy and not wanting to do it, sir, before we let you go?
I don't know. It's just crazy that there's people out here not doing this because, like, the amount of attention you get is like, you got to be prepared for it. And even if you think you're prepared, you're not prepared. But if it's something you're serious about doing, like, there's no better costume than this. Like, it's very easy. Steve tells you what to do. I actually adapted the costume a little bit to make sure that the cards don't fly out and stuff.
Good.
But yeah, guys, if you slept on it, don't sleep on it again. Otherwise, don't even think about it.
All right. Well, thank you, Hagen. We'll throw you in. Thank you, brother. Appreciate that, brother. We'll make this testimonial. Okay. Thank you very much.
Awesome. Thanks, Steve.
Thank you. All right, guys. You got questions? Please put a Q&A. Lines are open. So let's go ahead and chop what we're talking about secrets to leveling up your game, gentlemen. So just like the Halloween game, for a lot of you guys out there, there's a plethora of reasons why you guys look at rejection the wrong way. And it doesn't mean that you can't learn that there is no such thing as rejection. But for a lot of you guys out there, most of you guys look at rejection and look at fear for certain things. Most of y'all guys fear to make a commitment or a specific decision that you feel as a man that won't hurt you or make you feel uncomfortable. But because you do feel uncomfortable like that, it holds you back. Hold on a second. 614, sir. What's your name and where you calling from, sir?
Hello, Steve. My name is Wiz, and I'm from Melbourne.
How can I help you, sir?
Oh, I was calling in because I also did the Halloween game on Friday, too.
Okay. What happened? How did it go?
No, it went pretty good. It went pretty good. Actually, something crazy happened, and it's part of the reason why I was calling in. Some of the women I took photos with and, did the palm reading with them and stuff like that. They got really aggressive and started to, like, one girl, like, grab my butt. Some of them, try to touch me in other places and stuff like that.
Grabbed your butt. Oh, no.
Bro, it was crazy.
Man.
I wanted to say...
Yeah. How did it feel? How did it feel? How did it feel for you?
Bro, it was a surprise. I'd never seen him act that way. That's all it was. I was off guard. I was caught off guard.
Yeah.
I didn't know how to react at the moment. I just smiled at them and shit. Okay. Well, I did knock her hand away, but yeah.
All right, cool, man. All right.
But, bro.
So,
but again, I just also wanted to say to the people who haven't done it and still haven't tried it, you're missing out. You're really, really missing out. This is my second year doing it, and you just get better with it every time. It gets easier and better.
Yes, you get better and better every year. So yes, absolutely, and I'm proud of you. Go. I'm sorry. You are. That's all it does. That's all it does. Okay. So it defines you. Area code 502. What is your name and where you calling from, sir?
Hey, this is Saul Brown. I'm calling them from Louisville, Kentucky.
Okay. How can we help you, sir? What's up? How can we help you?
I wanted to talk about Halloween game and how it got me off the sidelines. Maybe decided I didn't want to be on the sidelines.
Okay. Well, we talked for a second. So, talk on it.
Yeah. So, I wasn't prepared for Halloween game, even though you gave us time to prepare for it. I've been listening to you for a while now, for too long. And basically, I've just been on the sidelines, kind of just, stealing what I can, applying it to what I thought was game, which isn't game. But when you take the bits and pieces, you kind of, get mediocre results with them, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then I heard one of your shows about Halloween game, and there was a specific line that you said, which made me decide I want to try it. And your exact words were that it's going to draw the line in the sand, And I think that's when I heard you say that, and I was like, because when you're not actually a man, you know it, whether you think you know it or not. And when you said those words, it made me realize that I want to see where I stood, basically. Even though I wasn't prepared, you know what I'm saying? But I decided that I wanted to see where I stood. So I put together the costume last minute, and I tried to go out and execute, but, I could talk a little bit more about how it went, but that's basically where I'm at right now.
So was it true that the women were coming to you?
Yeah, they were coming to me. Dudes were bringing the women to me. Their friends or boyfriends were bringing them to me.
For someone who's not used to that, was that just too overwhelming for you? But because I did warn him, Zag, that I bring your women, but it's not, you get what you ask for, but sometimes most people get fucked up in their head because they're like, holy shit. Now the women are on my ass. So did that overwhelm you, the women that were coming up to you?
Yeah, definitely. It was definitely overwhelming because it was almost like it's like you feel like you want to run towards the fire, but when you're actually in it, you realize that you're the type of person to run out of it.
Wow, that's some real ass shit right there. And see, Zach, that's what I was saying. That's why, Zach, so I do the Halloween thing, like the August thing. Every time I do a annual thing, I always do it a month and a half just to prepare them for what it is they're about to run into. So was it that you didn't believe that you would have the women come up to you? Was it like, nah, that will never happen? What was the thing?
I would say it's less of a disbelief. It's more like pretending that you're that guy. It's less of a disbelief. It's more like pretending that that's who you were. You know what I'm saying? So when you actually get put in that position, it shows you what you really are. You know what I mean?
Okay, right. So you didn't have no game. You went in there. The women all started coming up to you. Then you realize, oh shit, I know nothing.
Exactly. And you know nothing because instead of you just flowing, because the whole concept of flow, just going with the flow, you don't feel flow. You feel like panic, like you don't know what you're doing, like you've been thrown into a pool of water, but you don't know how to swim.
That's that breakthrough.
Yeah.
Where now you're getting the attention. You know what I'm saying? And here, this is why a lot of guys, they don't know what to do because they've always wanted the attention, right? But you got to know what to do with it. You got to turn the attention into something where it start to happen, where there's movement behind the attention. And a lot of guys, they don't know what to do with it. They get nervous because you're not prepared. This is why when you get on a man mindset or masculine identity, bad boy membership, and things of that nature, this is why you got to listen to all of that shit, and you got to study everything. Because if you skip shit and you just study this part, like Steve, real quick, I did a consultation. I think was it Sunday? I believe it was Sunday or Saturday, one of those 2 days. I think it was Saturday, and it was a guy who was doing one of your Halloween things. And he said he went out and it was a thing with all the different cards and shit like that. I guess it was a table or something like that. Yeah. You recall that shit? Yeah. Right? And he said he was getting a lot of attention. You know what I'm saying? And
he did it. He was freaked out.
Yeah, he was like, well, for him, he said it was some women who were looking at him kind of funny because they were like, well, what's all of this? Then there was other women who were taking pictures with him. You know, they was, you know what I'm saying? There was one chick was talking to him, the friend was videoing him and shit like that. So, and I was telling him, I said, bro, you're gonna get a mixed bag because you're gonna have some women who just ain't feeling it, but the women who get it, they're gonna be the ones that gravitate to it, which is how it's supposed to work. The women, it's kind of like us, Steve. The women that get it gravitate to us. The women that ain't with it, they just stay over there on the sideline. That's cool.
Yeah, I call it. We got to continue the show, but it was great. But what would you like to say? I mean, would you like to say anything else about your breakthrough of what you realized or anything? Is there anything else you would like to say?
Yeah, I want to drop a final word real quick for the other men that are on the sidelines right now, because there got to be a bunch of people watching your show just sitting there on the sidelines.
Oh, we have.
You could take bits and pieces.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
You could take bits and pieces, and it's going to work, and it's going to affect your game slightly. But you're never going to really know what you are until you actually get put in that position. You know? So y'all need to actually jump in, because now that I was put in that position, you don't know if you really want it until you really want it. Because Steve, you will never know how frustrating it is to not be a man. Like, it's agonizing, you know, and like I can't live with this frustration anymore. So to all the guys on the sidelines, you know, I don't know how much longer y'all could deal with that, but I can't.
But see, that's what it takes. For me, it was 9 years old. I wanted to learn. I saw my mentor and all the women, and I said, I want that. But I didn't even know what it was I wanted. I saw a false perception of what I wanted. But what I really wanted after I learned game, Zach, was me. I didn't even know I wanted me. I thought I knew me, but I didn't know me. So what you did, and it was good that you got in the fire. I think that was awesome. We said you wanted to get in the fire. Once you got in that motherfucker fire, they hit them flames, you want to turn around, because a lot of guys always say with Zach, I tell you, you always say they want to have multiple women. They want to have girlfriends and other women. They want to have groups of women all over them. But then when you do the Halloween thing that I show you, because I show you things and ways to bring women to you. That's one thing we all do in our own way. But you just got it. What you did was you trusted it and you did it, which I think that's awesome. But you just wasn't prepared Because you can't say, call, I don't warn you. Because people, it's funny, people think, Steve, you're using that to sell it. But this is free. So why am I selling anything if I'm warning you? I am literally warning you because this happens all the time, Zach. Some guys will get to the club door and in the parking lot, they got 3 or 4 women on their ass and they get so fucked up in the head collar that they get scared and pack up and go home because they're like, shit. If 3 or 4 women at the door are in line, because some of the guys, Zach, have to wait in line to get in the club. So when everybody's in line, they're walking to get in line, and as they passing the guy by, they stop, and he's the center of attention. And then when all the women look around and seeing the flashing the photos, or can you just step out real quick and take a photo with me and all this other stuff, it is so over fucking whelming that the fear comes in and they're like, dude, I can't, and it sounds crazy, Zach, I can't handle it, Zach.
That it just proves you're not ready to embrace it. It's kind of like everyone says they want to be a millionaire, right? Everyone says they want, but how many millionaires, won? Now, see, if you actually made the money, you worked hard for it, you have a different respect for it, right? But if someone just gave you $50 million, how many people wouldn't broke within a year? Because they're not ready to manage prosperity. They're not ready to manage what it feels like to actually have an abundance of something, right? Because they never managed just having a little bit of something, let alone a lot of something. Steve, I remember one time I went to a club. This was years and years ago. And I went to the club, and there was a woman that one of my partners was going to introduce me to, right? So I went to the spot. He introduced me to this young lady. We hit it off. We're dancing. In the middle of dancing, 2 other women are literally trying to pull me off the dance floor to dance with them. I literally got 3 chicks, vying for my attention. I went to the club just to meet one and see if it was going to work. And I'm like, I'm loving it, but I'm embracing it because I'm like, I'm going to finagle this and I'm going to fuck with all 3 of them. You know what I'm saying? But because I was prepared for the prosperity. But when you're not prepared for it, you're going to fuck up all 3 situations. You know what I'm saying? Because you're so focused on, I just want one. Like, no. 3 different chicks want a nigga right now. How can I finagle this? When you gamed up, you know exactly how to move and how to manage the situation. So a lot of guys that say, oh, I want multiple women, go, like Steve said with the caller, go to a spot and have all these chicks coming up to you, giving you all this attention. That's what women deal with. Women are very adept at dealing with it because they've been dealing with that for so long. Go ahead, Phil.
Well, and last thing I want to say is that, see, this was a thing. Okay, what I enjoyed what you did, and the guys that did it, was the costume was not taking yourself seriously. You know what I mean? It was just it was shown, because I'm sure there were people like, wow, that was a great idea. Man, that's a pretty cool idea, because no one thinks about you. See, people go to costume parties as mummies and all that. They just go for the costume. But when you have game, you're not going for the costume. You're letting you're utilizing the costume to go ahead and put in with women. You see what I'm saying, caller? And that's what you did. So what I commend you on is that you didn't feel silly. It showed that you're a big kid. It shows that you know what, you have imagination. The thing was creativity by how we created it, and a sense of adventure about how you moved with it. But the problem with those 3 things is the perfect storm around a woman that sees creativity, imagination, a sense of adventure, and a guy that doesn't take himself seriously. And then what are we doing? We're telling women what to do. We're not asking them what to do. The sign that I have is to tell them what to do. And you did it, and you drew the women in. But by doing it, it was nerve-wracking, because that's what we're saying with game. It's just like what Zag teaches, what I teach. It's not what I'm saying is, once you learn game, think about you having that costume on in your head every day, drawing in women every day. And I'm not saying drawing in women. I'm saying drawing them in by how you think, how you move, and how you behave, versus having the costume on to fit the Halloween thing. So does that make any sense, Big Dog?
Yeah, for sure. No, 100%, 100%. I want to end it off with a strong statement real quick.
Sure, go ahead, sir.
I walked into a Halloween game wanting to find out who I was, but I walked out of it knowing something deeper, which is what I wasn't. Because what Halloween game does is it puts you into the shoes of a man. So basically, what happens is if the who I wasn't, and that's a deeper answer than trying to pretend like you know who you are. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, very proud of you, man. Because most and guess what? Week and did nothing, but they say they want women. They say they want relationships. They say they want women all over them. They say they want all these things, but look how that you trusted. Because remember, I'm not doing anything to hurt or harm you. I'm just trying to show you again the unrest with Zag, me, Lucario, 50. Now do you see why we don't make it about the because we don't have to say I make money and all this other stuff because we're actually the costume. You see what I'm saying, caller?
The student is a frustrating reality. You know, it's I don't know what took me so long, but the sense of urgency versus before versus after I did it.
Yes.
You simply won't until you feel it. It's a sense of urgency that
you got it. Remember,
it can't be described.
Right? You can't describe it. That's why I try to put them a Valentine's Day. February 14th. So that means January. In January, I've got to get y'all prepared for the 14th.
Like I got too much work to do, man.
Well,
I got hustle. You know
all right, no, I'm proud of you, man. I'm very much proud of you. So we'll throw you back in, dog, and we really do appreciate it. Call fucking great. That's what. And hey, Zag, is funny. So one of your clients used my thing, and they were thrown off by the
it was the women that were looking at him kind of funny.
Yes.
But then it was also the women that were really eating it up.
Yeah.
Like, they were really eating it up. He was. And it picked up. And when it picked up quick. And he was like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, hey, bro. Shit out there just to put it out there.
That's why I put out the wine and all these other things. Tell them about the poetry because it's for on YouTube because they expect regurgitation of information, and what separates you, me. That's why we're all original and we're all authentic. But we'll get back to the woman, guys. Lines are open.
Hey, it's Steven. I'm calling from St. Louis. You guys are talking. I heard you guys earlier saying about I was the one that was talking with Zag about the night I went out on Halloween and wore the costume. And it didn't disappoint. It was an excellent night. I wanted to say thank you to Steve for that because I mean, dude, by the end of the night I was freaking exhausted. I mean, I had so many different random people coming up to me.
So when I told you about the costume, I'm sure you thought I was crazy as fuck to come up with something like a costume, I presume.
No, I mean, I definitely thought it was a really good idea, but I mean, literally that night I had women texting me their name. I had chicks calling me. Actually, one chick texted me the very next morning at 8:30 in the morning and was like, "Hey, it was really nice meeting you."
So, okay, so now, but see, this is where the next level comes in at. But the thing is that one thing that people have game because I'm sure you listened to some red pill stuff before. They don't teach you this kind of shit. Do you see what I'm saying? All they do is teach you how to complain about women and cry about women. But that, like I said before, wait, beautiful, stay there because we were answering your question and we got to make sure you hear the question. Stay right there, beautiful. Don't go anywhere. But what I'm saying to you, caller, is that the thing about a person that actually has game is that individual is going to show you things that you've never heard before. Do you see what I'm saying? That's how you can tell authenticity, because the real ones don't regurgitate. The real ones tell you things that you've never heard before. And that's where you have to figure out, well, okay, how do I know what is a real one versus all these other guys who have all these high subscriber counts, but they just regurgitate information? Does that make any sense? All right. Do you understand? Because we got to continue. Is there anything else you'd like to say, sir?
Nope, that was it.
So you say you started off real quick. You say you started off bad. So what was it? An overwhelming feeling of women coming up to you? What was it? Was it what did something overwhelm you or something?
Oh no. I mean, nothing overwhelmed me. There was just some women that whenever I came up and I started saying some of the lines we're supposed to say, like, "Oh, you're looking for a real man," and they're like, "Okay." So, like, a lot of people, I don't think that they didn't get that it was a joke. Like, some people kept coming up and they're like, "You don't even have real tarot cards."
Right, but
I'm like, "Who told?"
Right, but did you play the role of the old man? That was the whole thing. Did you look like?
Oh yeah.
Okay,
Yep.
as long as you did. Okay,
Yep.
cool. Okay, so we'll let you in, beautiful. Stay right there because we got to ask you a question. See if you we were lacing you a game and you ran the fuck off. So all right, caller, we'll throw you back in and we'll handle this. But do you have any other questions or anything?